I want to start with this. A popular new digital stalker that's more dangerous than TikTok? China has a new technique for targeting American citizens. We're talking about the Chinese-developed shopping app called Temu. You probably remember this Super Bowl ad.
I like it. Yep, it's mine. The prices blow my mind. I feel so rich. Oh yeah. I feel like a billionaire. I'm shopping like a billionaire. I'm shopping like a billionaire.
Lured by that ad and super cheap prices on the products it offers, downloads of the app have exploded, making it the #1 free shopping app, beating out American behemoths like Walmart. But it is spying on you from China. The online shopping megastore tries to cast itself as being founded in Boston, but the parent company is Chinese-owned by PDD Holdings. PDD Holdings moved headquarters from Shanghai, China to Dublin, Ireland. Not only does it apparently monitor and track your activity, it gains full access to everything on your phone, including banking details. While we were going after China over TikTok security concerns, the communist country launched an even more dangerous spy operation on unsuspecting American shoppers. Most recently, Temu and its rival, another Chinese-owned shopping app, Shein, are battling out in court, basically suing each other for the title of the world's favorite shopping app among their target audience, young Americans. And of course, smelling American blood in the water, now TikTok wants in on the action, selling cheap junk to compete with the other two apps. All these shopping apps are spying on Americans, but what are they after? Let's ask author of the book, Bully of Asia, Stephen Mosher. Stephen, thanks for joining us tonight. So what are these apps after?
Well, they're after our personal information. The Chinese Communist Party is engaged in a massive data collection effort all around the world, trying to collect information, especially on Americans, but on all citizens of the world, all 7+ billion of us. They're putting it into giant supercomputers. They're using AI to factor out weaknesses and strengths, especially of America, their principal target. So everybody needs to understand, the 50 million people especially who downloaded the Temu app need to understand that they're the product here, that there are no private companies in China. I mean, they have corporate, rules. They have a board of directors. They're listed on the stock exchange. But every company in China is beholden to the Chinese Communist Party. Every company in China has a Communist Party cell inside the company, watching over company activities. Every board of directors has to have a Communist Party member sitting on the board to make sure nobody at the company crosses the party line. And the 2017 law, listen to this, in 2017, the Chinese Communist Party passed an intelligence law which says that all companies have to proactively turn over all useful national security information to the national security state in China. That means that all companies effectively run by the Chinese Communist Party turn over all their data to the Chinese Communist Party in real time all the time. And they're collecting all the data. You already pointed out, Charlie, these apps contain malware or spyware that really ransack your phone, take all personal data, including banking information, and who knows what the Chinese Communist Party one day will want to do with that information.
So what's your best guess of what they wanted to do with that information?
Well, I mean, look, I'm not buying into the Temu craze, and I don't think anybody else should. Anybody who understands that you can't get a gold necklace, gold in quotes, for $1, should understand that this is a scam, that they're not really selling a product. They're buying information from you. China wants to dominate the world. They've made it very clear they want to dominate Asia by 2035. They want to dominate the world by 2049, which is inching closer and closer year by year. But the other reason, I mean, I have a problem with Chinese goods in general, because they're made sometimes in filthy factories by workers who are forced to work 12 hours a day, 13 hours a day, shifts going on day after day, week after week. Actually, the parent company, you mentioned Pinduoduo, the parent company of Temu, has been accused of having workers on their assembly lines actually die of exhaustion and fatigue because they work them such long hours. So I don't want to contribute to that. That's serf labor, and I don't want to buy anything made of cotton from China because it comes from from eastern Turkestan. It comes from what the Chinese Communist government calls Xinjiang, the New Territory, where the Uyghur Muslims, the Turkey-speaking Uyghurs, have been put to work planting cotton and picking cotton. What does that sound like?
Yeah.
It's been declared to be genocide. So I don't want a cotton product from China, whether it's sold at $1 or 10 cents or a penny.
Exactly. So at the same time, you've got TikTok in Europe pushing Chinese propaganda to millions of people across Europe. Is that coming to Americans next?
Oh, it's already here.
Right.
I mean, look, if you look at TikTok in China versus TikTok in Europe and TikTok in the United States, you will find dramatic differences. You will find that things that are encouraged and circulate online here through influencers are banned in China. They ban Chinese kids from spending more than a couple hours a week on social media or on gaming. They ban Chinese boys from seeing pictures of transgenders and other things. A lot of things are banned in China that are promoted here by the Chinese Communist Party, I believe, because they think if they weaken the moral fiber of this country, the fabric of this country, if they weaken the family, then ultimately America will fall sooner and faster, and that's their ultimate goal here.
Yeah, it's really frustrating when you think about it because, you know, obviously all Americans like a good deal. And it's like the Chinese have done such a good job of studying us that they realize our great, you know, and that's a good strength, but they realize how to get us. And sadly, far too many people fall for it every time.
Yeah, and you know, we put tariffs on Chinese-made goods. Those tariffs are still in place, 15% on a lot of goods. But there is now an exception for the small packages that are being mailed by the millions from China. If the package is worth less than $800, the Chinese shipper doesn't have to pay the tariff. So they're getting away with tens of billions of dollars in tariffs by using these direct from the factory shipping facilities. So that's another way I think that we're being drained of our resources.
So amazing. Thank you, Stephen. Keep up the good fight.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.